What's up, everybody? This is going to be a bit of a different video here. It's going to concentrate on matchboxes, vintage matchboxes. Now, when I was a kid, believe it or not, I actually had probably just as many, if not more, matchboxes than Hot Wheels. And to tell you the truth, I was always a bigger fan of Matchboxes because I was always a bigger fan of the realistic style cars, and that's something that Matchbox did extremely well. And even up until this last run that they came out with, they continued to do it really well. Now they've moved to these more brightly painted and wild tempo style cars, which is really, really a shame to me. I haven't even bought a Matchbox car in quite some time, other than that silver Monaco police car that has come out as of late. But Matchbox has always done the realistic and the no tempo cars, the really, really great cars that you would really see on the street, and they really do a great job of that. And I'm going to show you some new additions to my collection. I got these here at a flea market. 3 for $2. So this tractor was there. I thought this was pretty cool, so I picked up that. I don't have too many farm implements or stuff like that, and this car here I've absolutely wanted for a while, and I love Alfa Romeos, and this GTA is just a great car. Tons of detail, painted marker lights, the Alpha symbol. There's a red version out. I mean, even down to the license plate and the little clover on the back, painted tail lights and reverse lights, chrome interior, which kind of stinks, but just a really, really cool little car. So I had to scoop that up. I also found this Dodge Charger police car, which is another great piece. Highway patrol, very, very cool. These here I'd imagine are from the mid 2000s. I never really looked for a year. 2008, yeah, so later 2000s. And the gem of the bunch for these 2000 ones was this 2006 Subaru Impreza police car. And you can tell it's a 2006 because you see that little top roof spoiler there? That was exclusive to 2006. 05s didn't have it, and 07s didn't have it. That roof spoiler only came on a 2006. And how I know that is because I owned a 2006 STI. So a few years back, I bought one brand new in 06. And I actually worked at a Subaru dealership at the time, and when I got a chance to drive the new STIs, I decided I would take one home. So, very, very cool car, and man, do I miss it. I ended up selling it to make some investments and into my future, and it was a great move investment wise, but I do miss that car quite a bit. So I actually want to show you some vintage cars that I picked up, some vintage Matchboxes. I was actually able to pick up another one of these Shell tankers carded. As you can see down here, I have the same tanker there, but you can see it has the yellow door and the yellow front fender, as opposed to the white one. And this white one is actually my original one that I had as a kid. So when I saw this, a mint version of the original one I had as a kid, I could not pass it up, especially carded. So I love Shell stuff, and this was really a really nice find. And you can see here a bunch of Monaco police cars, and I absolutely, or LTDs, excuse me. And when I saw this, I could not pass this up. Even though I do have this one carded, it is on a different card. And as you can see there, the back of the police is white in that shield there. And the same here. Well, there is a slight variation to where there is the silver background. And I've been looking for one of these carded. As you can see there, it has the silver background as opposed to, I'm trying to do this with one hand, the white and then the silver background. So you can see there maybe a little better the white and then the silver background. So I have two of the silver background loose and one of the white background loose, as well as you know, a bunch of others. And I've gotten quite a few of these from quite a few YouTubers, so you know, definitely thank you to all you guys out there who have helped me out. So to have this car here on a different card, again, a great deal. And I got these for $2 a piece, these vintage ones. You can get the Matchboxes considerably cheaper than what the Hot Wheels would go for. So from the super fast, you can see somebody paid $245 for this, probably a few years back, if that's a correct price for it, when it was in a store, if it wasn't a secondary person that put that on. Well, I paid less for that nowadays. You know, $2 a piece these cost. I love the little obscure cars, the daily driver type things, and this here's a Dodge Turbo Z Daytona. So very cool car. Opening hood. That's another great thing about Matchboxes, is that they have lots of moving parts and working suspension. So that's another reason why I love these cars so much, is that you know, Matchbox actually put a lot of thought into these, you know. And here's another car I had as a kid, and I've been looking for one of these for quite some time. This here is the 240Z, the Datsun, or 280Z, excuse me, turbo. And this one actually has opening doors on it, which is fantastic. Very cool, with the laser wheels, which I happen to like. They kind of look like BBS wheels, which were really popular in the 80s. You know, I think that's really a pretty cool thing. And I was lucky enough to find one of these here, which is a limited edition collector's piece. It's one of 10,000 from '94, and this is a Z28 Camaro. And these have tons of detail. They have painted headlights, painted tail lights, marker lights. You know, they're much more detailed than a regular, you know, dollar car. And as you can see, the original price was $9.99. It was marked down to $1.49. I ended up paying $2 for this. So again, you know, a comparable Hot Wheels piece, one of 10,000, would probably be in the $20 range. You know, so depending on the casting. If it was a Camaro, it'd probably be even a little more, because it's a popular casting. So you know, to get something like that exclusive, you know, again, shows that you know, the market for Matchboxes is not quite as strong as the comparable Hot Wheels. And I was able to pick up a couple of these too, which are really great here. You can fit 4 of your carded cars into one big Protecto pack, which is pretty cool. You know, they snap open, and you could slide your cars in there. So if you have a set, you know, I was able to pick up 2 of them. If you have a set of 4 cars, you know, and you want to display them all together, you know, that's a great way to do so. So we'll show you here some of these other cars that I got here. We got another Z28 Camaro, another car I had as a kid. Opening hood, again, the laser wheels, all red, working suspension, fantastic piece right here. The Heartbeat logo on the front, great piece. Before we go back to more Camaros, I could not pass up this BMW little 3 Series convertible with the glass hardtop on it. Very cool car. Again, super fast, which had these wheels on it, the laser wheels, I believe they're called. I may be wrong and keep saying that, but I believe that's what they were called. There was a series that came out, lasers, that had like a reflective style wheel like this. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Again, I'm trying to do this with one hand, so forgive me. A lot of these cars will be opened. I got more jammers on the way, so and I ordered a couple more 48 car cases, the vintage ones with the trays. So I'm just out of space to. This one here has a big hole in the blister, so I got this one for 50 cents. So good day at the flea market today. I did find a seller that had some vintage stuff, but the condition was not up to what I collect, and the prices were just too high. So I gravitated towards the Matchboxes that another seller had, and I actually cleaned them out of what they had. So another Z28. So a bunch of 80s Camaros, which I think are very, very cool. Again, ended up with 4 of them. So not a bad haul. I think I spent somewhere around $11 for all of this, and I mean a comparable Hot Wheels haul like this would have been quite pricey. So you're probably looking at $11 a piece, as opposed to $11 for all of this. So a good day, and don't sleep on Matchbox. The vintage stuff is great stuff, especially if you're into the realistic stuff. So I'll give you a quick look at a few pieces that I have in here. There's some Johnny Lightnings mixed in and some green lights mixed in, but some great pieces. Very cool. So this video is already way longer than I wanted it to be. I'll stop talking. It's your boy Dread, and it's flea market season. It's tag sale season. So get out there and find those gems and save them from being stocked away, and let them live again. Let them be displayed and let them be seen. So I'm out. Have a good Memorial Day weekend, and God bless the troops and everybody else who served. And I'm for real. I'm going to stop talking now. Peace.